I'm home.
Hello, Trev. Had a good day?
What?
Well, come on, sit down and tell me all about it. After all, it's not much fun being at home all day doing the chores. What's been happening in the big wide world?
Good grief.
Something wrong, Trev?
This room. It looks like a tip.
A tip? Well, it may look a little untidy. That's because I've been dusting.
Dusty. Howard, come here. What does that say?
I think it says dust, Trevor. All right, so I missed the odd speck.
The odd speck? Look at the coffee table. Yeah, Howard, come here. Now, look. What have I written there?
Clean me. All right, so I missed the coffee table. Nobody's perfect.
Well, you certainly are. There's dust everywhere. It's like living with Quentin Crisp.
I see. That's all the thanks I get, is it? It's nothing to you that I've been on my feet all day, slaving away like a drudge. Nothing to look up at these four walls and never the sound of a human voice. I thought at least you could come home and talk to me. Treat me like a person instead of a skivvy.
You haven't been home all day, Howard. I rang 3 times.
I see. Checking up on me, are we? Well, I've only got one word to say to you, and that's this.
Not on the coffee table, Howard.
I'm sorry, but now I know what my sister has to put up with.
What?
Just look at these hands.
Well, what's wrong with them?
Well, I used to have such beautiful hands. Now look at them. See how ingrained they are with all this dusting and polishing. I'll never get them clean again. They'll be like this for the rest of my life. I'll probably have to be buried wearing gloves. Well, I'm fed up with it, Trevor. How long is Mary going to stay at your mother's?
I don't know.
Then find out, because I can't take much more of this.
You're not thinking of leaving, Howard, are you?
It's not that I mind the work, Trev. It's just that I wish you wouldn't come home in a mood.
I'm not in a mood.
You're always in a mood. You're a very moody person, Trevor. I'm beginning to dread these moods. You've been like it ever since Mary went away. I do my best, Trev.
Oh, I'm sorry, Howard. I didn't mean to get on at you. I'll get you a drink. Where are the glasses?
In the kitchen.
Oh. Howard!
What's the matter, Trevor?
Look at this mess! There must be at least 3 days washing up in that sink.
As much as that? Gosh, doesn't it mount up?
If you think I'm going to start on that after a hard day's work, you're mistaken. The washing up is your department.
I wasn't thinking anything of the kind.
You weren't?
No, I was thinking, what about a cleaning lady?
Definitely not.
Oh, just till Mary gets back. It's not all that expensive. We can get a cleaning lady for as little as...
Out of the question, Howard.
Oh.
As little as what?
$1.50 an hour.
Oh. Well, I suppose I could help you with the washing up. Won't take long with the two of us doing it.
No, I haven't got the time. You see, I've invited Laura to dinner.
Laura, you must be mad.
Oh, don't worry, Trevor. We can rustle something up. What about that cold chicken that we had last Sunday? It's still in the fridge.
It's tough.
Well, I can put it through the liquidizer. And then there's those soty potatoes that we had last night, you know, the ones that you couldn't eat.
No, I didn't like them.
Well, you didn't like them last night. Doesn't mean you're not going to like them tonight.
You can't give a meal like that to Laura. It's revolting. So is this kitchen.
I know.
What?
You're so naive as far as women are concerned, aren't you, Trevor? You've never understood them, have you? Look, Laura's going to come here, see this revolting food, all the dirty dishes, the whole hideous mess, and do you know what she's going to do?
Throw up.
No. She's going to smile and say, you men, you're so helpless, you simply can't manage on your own. Now give me an apron and plenty of hot water, and I'll do the dirty dishes for you. And I'll make you a proper meal.
She'll say that?
Of course.
You crafty devil.
You just have to understand women. Well, Laura, what do you think?
It's delicious.
Shall we let her into our little secret, Trev? You won't believe this, Laura, but this meal consists entirely of leftovers.
Does it really?
Yes, that chicken's older than you, Laura.
Trevor!
Sorry, Howard. Howard's very sensitive about his cooking. You're not eating very much, Laura.
No, I think Laura's frightened that there might not be enough to go round.
Well, there's plenty more where that came from, Laura.
Is there?
I hope you don't mind the different plates, but we haven't washed up for days. You know what men are. Helpless.
Steady on, Trevor. We don't want Laura dashing in there to do the washing up.
Perish the thought, Howard.
No, I don't mind the different plates. In fact, this one's rather pretty. I think I've seen it before.
Yes, you have. That was on the wall in the lounge. We were getting desperate. There's a stack of washing up in that kitchen. Mountain of it.
Never mind, Trevor. We'll just have to struggle through somehow. Aren't you enjoying the stuffing, Laura?
Yes, it's very nice.
Very nice. It's the best thing I do.
I'm sure it is. It's just that I can't seem to get my fork into it.
Well, soften it with the gravy. That's what I do, Laura.
Yes, and hurry up, Laura, because after that, I've got a surprise for you. Rice pudding.
Rice pudding.
Yes, I thought that would surprise you. Rice pudding made to my own recipe.
The rice pudding? Are you sure? I thought you said it had gone a funny colour.
No. That was the cheese. Nothing wrong with the rice pudding. Now I've removed the skin.
Actually, I don't think I could eat another thing.
You don't like it?
No, it's just that I had rather a good lunch.
Well, what did you have?
Chicken Kiev.
Chicken Kiev.
Chicken Kiev. Well, isn't that tender breast of chicken filled with a sort of succulent garlic butter?
And then lightly coated in breadcrumbs and fried gently till the outside's crisp.
So that when you push your knife into it, all the butter sort of oozes out over the meat.
Yes, that's right.
I don't suppose there's any left.
Chicken Kiev, and I serve you leftovers.
Doesn't matter, Howard.
Of course it matters. How can I serve you this disgusting garbage after you've had a meal like that? I mean, what made me think I could cook anyway? Typical male arrogance. I mean, let's face it, Trevor. There are some things that women can do far better than men.
Oh, yes, you're right, Howard. Yes, we just have to face it. We can't cope. We're absolutely hopeless in the kitchen. You've only got to look at the state of that sink and all that washing up.
Well, if we're finished eating, I suppose we'd better get on with it, Trevor. I hope you won't be too bored waiting, Laura.
Of course not. It's a lovely evening. I'll just go out on the terrace.
Laura? Sorry to keep you waiting. Only Trevor's blocked the sink. I did warn him about those tea leaves. I shall certainly be glad when Mary gets back.
Is she going to be away long?
I hope not. She's at his mother's, sick visiting.
His mother's?
Yes. All I can say is there are places for old bats who can't look after themselves. Nice, cheerful places. It's not like the workhouse anymore. There's no stigma attached.
I don't understand. I thought Trevor's mother was dead.
No, she's always looked like that. She's had one foot firmly in the grave for years. Probably see us all out.
Are you sure, Howard?
Of course. We're a very close family, Laura. If anything had happened to Granny Mountjoy, don't you think I'd know? Isn't that right, Trevor?
What's that?
I was just saying to Howard, Trevor, that I thought your mother was dead.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't know that, Trev.
Yes, she died last year.
Oh. Sorry, Trev.
Oh, it's all right.
Why wasn't I at the funeral?
You were in prison.
Oh.
Trevor, if your mother's dead, isn't it a little late for Mary to go sick visiting?
No, Mary's at Mother's looking after my sister Gwen.
Good Lord. Hasn't been a very good year, has it, Trevor? Your mother's dead, your sister's ill. How do you feel?
Fine. Is that my coffee?
I thought Gwen was in Australia.
No. She came back. She hated it. Couldn't stand the flies. They kept following her everywhere. I don't know why.
Perhaps they knew something, Trevor.
I thought she loved it out there.
No, she hated it. You know what this coffee needs? Some of my 5-star brandy. Will you excuse me?
That's very strange.
It certainly is. He's only got 3-star.
No, I mean about his sister.
Oh, I don't know. They've always been a sickly family. I warned Mary, but she wouldn't listen.
But Gwen's still out in Australia. I had a card from her this morning. She loves it out there.
What? Where's Trevor?
Still getting the brandy.
Oh, it's taking a long time. Probably forgotten the combination.
Why do you think he lied to us?
I'll tell you why, Laura. Because Mary isn't coming back. I've just looked in her wardrobe. Everything's gone, even the mothballs. I think they've quarrelled.
But they never quarrel.
They did this time. I heard Ray's voices just before she left.
They've always been so contented. What could they quarrel about?
Probably another woman.
Trevor?
Why not? Oh, don't let that air of respectability fool you, Laura. I've always known there was something shifty about him. Mary probably found out and confronted him with it. That's why she left without saying a word. She couldn't face anyone. Not even me, her own brother. She's been driven from her home like a wounded animal.
But Howard, Trevor's always been the most devoted husband.
Something wrong, Laura?
No, I think perhaps I got a little cold out on the terrace.
Never mind. This'll soon warm you up.
We were wondering whether you'd heard from Mary, Trevor.
Mary?
Yes, you remember Mary, your wife, my sister. Used to sit in that chair, used to fill the house with flowers, always had the scent of roses with her wherever she went, filled every room with sunlight and laughter.
Of course I remember Mary.
Yes, of course you do. Just look at that sweet, honest face. Those open, sincere eyes. Don't you miss her, Trevor?
Yes, of course. But that's not Mary, that's my mother.
What? And where's Mary's photograph?
Oh, the glass got broken and I'm having it mended for when she comes back.
What exactly is wrong with your sister, Trevor?
Flingles.
Flingles?
Oh, no, it started as flu and then ended up as shingles.
Shingles? I believe that can be quite serious.
Yes, it can be quite a long job. In fact, I think I'll go and give her a ring and see how she's getting on.
Did you hear that? Flingles. And he's using the upstairs phone. He's hiding something. Well, now's our chance.
What are you going to do?
Search his desk.
What for?
Evidence, dinner tickets, letters, hotel reservations. Yes, he always keeps this drawer locked. There must be a reason.
Oh, how are you going to open it?
Have you got a nail file?
A nail file?
I didn't exactly waste my time in prison, you know, Laura. I did learn 1 or 2 tricks of the trade. Thank you. It's not a skill I'm particularly proud of, but it does come in handy sometimes. I learnt it from a master cracksman. Yes, he taught me to open any lock. It's just a question of applying the right pressure to the mechanism, and then it'll open as smooth as silk. But you've got to have the sensitivity in the fingers. That way, you can feel the slightest movement, and you can open it without leaving a trace.
Howard, you've broken it.
Never mind. I'll say I did it while I was dusting. Good Lord.
What is it?
It's Mary's photograph.
It's not even damaged.
But why has he kept it in here?
I don't know. It's as if he was trying to remove all trace of her.
Yes, you're right. And you know why? Because he can't face her. Not even a photograph. He's filled with guilty rage. I knew there was another woman.
Oh, Howard, you can't be sure.
Really? Just you wait and see. It won't be long before there's another photograph on this desk. The second Mrs. Mountjoy. Well, let him just try and bring her back in here. That's all I can say.
Howard, put it back, quickly. He's coming.
All right, Laura, don't panic. That's one thing that Master Cracksman taught me was never panic. Oh, my God, it's stuck!
Hurry!
The cart is jammed! Hello, Trevor. You haven't seen my cigarettes anywhere, have you?
This way, Mrs. Brent. This is the lounge. I'm afraid it's a little bit untidy.
Blimey. It looks such a neat house from the road.
Yes, well, my wife's away and it's got sort of neglected. Also, I have a brother-in-law who tends to be a bit of a parasite. Well, that's why I asked you to call, Mrs. Brent.
Oh, please. Call me Doreen.
No, Doreen. It's just a little light cleaning, you know. Dusting, polishing, vacuuming, washing, ironing, preparing the vegetables, some shopping, oh, and, of course, cleaning the brass and silver.
Oh. Nothing too strenuous, then?
No. But, of course, I will need a reference.
A reference? I'm surprised you don't want a medical certificate.
I beg your pardon?
I'm afraid I haven't got a reference. You see, before this, I was at the Manor.
The Manor?
And although I gave the Colonel absolute satisfaction, his wife was never very pleased with my work. Always looking for some dust to write her name in. You know the sort of person? I mean, who looks on the tops of doors? That's what I want to know.
Yes, quite. But I'm afraid I shall still need a reference.
Oh, mind, they only paid me 80p an hour.
80p an hour? Oh, in that case, I'm sure a reference won't be necessary if you've had the experience. Of course, while you're here, I will expect you to exercise discretion.
Why not? I'll be exercising everything else.
No, I mean my clients will expect complete confidentiality.
Oh, don't worry, you'll get discretion from me, sir. You had to have discretion at the Manor. The things that went on there.
I don't think I want to hear about... What sort of things?
It was the Colonel's drinking, for a start.
I didn't know he drank.
Why do you think he fell off his horse on Armistice Day?
I didn't realise.
You should have seen the empties. I mean, I wouldn't have minded that, but once he'd had a drink, couldn't keep his hands off things.
Well, what sort of things?
Well, me for a start.
I think you'll find things much quieter here, Doreen.
Oh, do you mean I've got the job then?
We did say 80p an hour, didn't we?
Well, when I said I didn't need the money...
When would you like to start?
Oh, well, I'll leave that to you.
Oh, straight away. Look, let's say 2 o'clock, and we'll include the 10 minutes we've been talking. I'll show you over the rest of the house before I go. You'll start upstairs.
Mean old devil.
This way, Doreen. That's the dining room, that's the kitchen. Oh, and Doreen, you'll have to excuse my bedroom. I'm afraid it's very untidy.
Give me a start.
Did I? And who are you, my child?
I'm Doreen. Did Mr. Mountjoy mention me?
Not in as many words, but I must say that I was expecting you. Doreen. It's such a pretty name. But I must say you're younger than I expected.
Well, the things he expects me to do, I need to be.
Do you know who I am?
You must be the parasite.
The what?
Oh. I mean the brother-in-law.
Yes, her brother. What makes you think that you can replace her?
I don't know.
Just look at this photograph.
Oh, I must have missed that.
How can anyone replace her? Look at the honesty, the sincerity in those eyes. The fine profile.
Oh, I do my best. I always try to give satisfaction.
Yes, I'm sure you do. Can you smell anything?
No? Is it the bleach?
It's the scent of flowers. She always used to fill the house with flowers.
Who did?
Mrs. Mountjoy. I see the nights are drawing in. It'll soon be dark again.
Should I put the lights on?
No, don't do that. He doesn't like the lights on before 6, not when there's a reasonable sunset. I'm glad that you're here, Doreen. I don't like being left alone in this house at night.
What?
We never did find her.
Who?
Mrs. Mountjoy.
Well, I thought she'd gone away.
Is that what he told you?
Well, what did happen?
I don't know. There was a sound of raised voices and then silence. And later the sound of something being dragged down the stairs. Something heavy. And now I can't find the trunk.
You're not suggesting. He seems so quiet and respectable.
Does he? Haven't you noticed anything about him? The dark hair on the back of his hands, and the nervous way he licks those thin, wolfish lips.
No.
Perhaps you think it'll be different with you. You're young, vibrant. But what happens when your prettiness begins to bore him and something snaps?
Oh, blimey.
What was that? What? I never heard that sound on the stairs again.
Oh, crikey. I'm getting out of here.
Ooh.
Take your hairy hands off me.
What's the matter? Where are you going?
I'm going back to the Flaming Manor.
Where's she going? What did you say to her, Howard?
What makes you think you can bring a woman like that in here after my sister?
Well, I know she's not all that inspiring, but she only cost 80p an hour.
What?
Well, it was you that wanted a cleaning lady.
Yes, well, if you think that... A cleaning lady. Now, Laura, don't make a sound. I told him I was going out this evening.
What are we going to do?
Surprise him.
I'm going to feel awfully silly if Mary walks through that door.
She's not coming back. He was hiring a cleaning lady today. I know something's wrong.
Howard, what are you suggesting?
I don't know, but perhaps she found something. A letter, a photograph, something incriminating. She asks an innocent question. He replies savagely. She persists. Full of guilty rage, the wolfman turns.
Wolfman?
His hairy hand reaches for the poker, a sudden blow, and then silence.
Oh, don't be so silly. Trevor's not like that.
Then why did he hide a photograph? And where are her clothes? And why do I feel her presence in this room? And above all, what happened to that trunk? Ah. Good. Now, if only it were unlocked.
It is unlocked.
Is it? Oh, right. Well observed, Laura. Well, you opened it, and I'll keep watch.
No, you open it and I'll keep watch.
Oh, I see. Nervous, Laura? Frightened of what you might find? Yes, you're right, it's a man's job.
Well, get on with it, Howard.
Get on with it, she's my sister! I'm frightened of what I might find. Oh, my God, it's a hair!
It's a wig, Howard. It's full of Mary's clothes.
What are you doing?
What are we doing? We're looking for my sister.
You won't find her in there.
Where is she, Trevor?
Harrogate.
Harrogate?
Well, why didn't you say?
Well, I didn't want you to know. You see, she's left me.
But you couldn't have done. Well, not after all these years. But what did she say?
Well, it was a few evenings ago. She just stared at me and said, "Is it always going to be like this?" And I said, "What?" She said, "Life." And I said, "I suppose so." So she said, "I want out."
Want out?
She packed her case and left. She's asked me to send on the rest of her things.
Well, didn't she say anything about me?
Yes, she asked me not to give you her address.
Trevor, why didn't you tell us?
Well, I was hoping she'd come back. You see, Laura, I'm completely lost without her.
Oh, poor Trevor. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to find an apron. I'm going to clean through that kitchen. And then I'm going to get you a decent meal. How about succulent chicken Kiev?
Oh, thank you, Laura.
You men. You're so helpless.